Hello there, Biaka Muse desu and welcome to my review of Resident Evil Revelations. So before we start, for anyone that follows me on Instagram and Twitter, uh, this is a look I created when I tried to cosplay a Resident Evil 3 remake version of Jill Valentine with long hair. So it's already the cold season, so I'm wearing longer sleeves, but I tried to remake a look that would feel like Jill Valentine, and I don't have anything that looks like Jill Valentine in Revelations. So, with that out of the way, I recently played Resident Evil Revelations and I was finally able to finish the game after being stuck in the boss for maybe around 6 months more. I don't know. But Resident Evil Revelations was basically the first Resident Evil game that I ever bought, and it was basically sitting on my Steam library for quite a few time, and I was finally able to finish it. Before Resident Evil Revelations, not before, but at the same time, I also tried to play Resident Evil 7, which I did not finish. It was lent to me by a friend, and I basically got stuck in a boss and I wasn't finding the game all that interesting because I feel like it's a good horror game. I don't feel like it's a good Resident Evil game. Uh, so I ended up giving back the game without finishing it, and I don't have any plans of finishing Resident Evil 7 in the near future. Other games I played were Resident Evil 4. I'm actually in the middle of Resident Evil 4 because I got stuck in the monks part, that part where they are just throwing fireballs at you, and I'm kind of avoiding that part. I also tried the Resident Evil 2 demo as well as the Resident. I don't remember if I actually tried the Resident Evil 3 remake demo, but I watched a playthrough of it, and I don't have any intention of buying Resident Evil 3 remake unless it's basically given away. I also played Resistance in the time of the beta tests, and I was not impressed. So these are all the Resident Evils I've experienced so far, and Resident Evil Revelation is basically the one I have finished. So, talking about my experience with Resident Evil Revelations, I find the story really interesting. So you have this plot where Jill and her partner at the time, Parker, go to a ship in the middle of the ocean because they have lost connection with it, and they are there to find out what really happened. And the ship is basically a ghost ship. They can't find anyone, and of course there are lots of infected there, and they start to uncover the real truth of what happened with that ship, and also, of course, spoilers, the other ships that are in the ocean at the same time, because you have this plot about Terra Grigia. It was basically a city of infected that was destroyed, and you have these factions that are conflicting. It's lots of politics, lots of interests, lots of things happening. And of course, because I didn't play the game from the beginning to the end, because I had a huge break, I also kind of missed the story, especially in the beginning chapters. But basically, you are trying to uncover the truth, and they are preparing to launch a major wave of virus through the ocean, and the ships are the ones that are going to cause that infection. So, about the characters. I really love Jill. I love her look. I would really love to have that scuba. I think the scuba diving suits work really well with this game. I really like her look. She always has this kind of something blue on her. I love that color. It's not my favorite color though, and she always has something blue. So her scuba diving outfit is a mixture of black with some blue patterns. Jill is amazing. I really love the way she talks, the way she acts. She's a really good protagonist, and that's one of the main things I don't like in Resident Evil 3 Remake, because I feel like Jill was spoiled. I think they were not true. I didn't play the original, but I feel like they weren't true to the character. One character that I don't really like is Parker. I developed a kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but I really don't like Parker. Though during the game I was kinda learning to like him, and as I discovered more of the story and some of the flashbacks with Parker, he kinda grows on you, but I still don't like Parker's character. It's really it's one of the characters I don't like. I really like Chris. I feel like there's some kind of subplot in this game where everyone is constantly asking Jill and Chris the kind of question where it's like, are you two in a relationship? They have good chemistry from what we can see in the game, but it feels like with all that questioning that sometimes it's kind of forced. About Chris' partners, Jessica, I didn't like Jessica from the beginning, and when I discovered who she really was, I still didn't like her, so I didn't miss anything. For me, Jessica is not a likable character at all. I always thought she was weird and a character that I couldn't connect myself with, so nothing is lost. The only thing that is lost is I kinda like her scuba diving outfit because it has purple, and for anyone who knows me, purple is like my kryptonite. I love everything that has purple. And I like the style of her scuba diving outfit, although I don't think it's very practical. I mean, she has an entire leg showing, but whatever, it's stylish and it works well. And I like the way her hair also is when she was wearing that scuba diving outfit. So like the looks, don't like the character. About Raymond, I liked Raymond from the beginning. He's a little edgy, but I like the character, and as I was discovering more about him, I was liking him even more. And when you discover the kind of double agent that he really is, I didn't feel like I was betrayed. I still like his character a lot. About the gameplay and the bosses, I find that Resident Evil Revelations has a really good variety of gameplay. So you have this, I like the over-the-shoulder perspective. I'm a really huge fan of first-person shooters, but I really like the over-the-shoulder perception. And I think it just works really well. I found it quite difficult at the beginning to adapt myself to the idea of you have a partner to help you. I feel like, especially Parker, he doesn't do much. He's just there, but whatever. It's something that I had to grow used to, because at the beginning especially I was taking in the ambiance, and it's one of the things that really stood out in Resident Evil Revelations, is that you have a great ambiance, a great horror vibe that works really well, and you are constantly feeling this feel of dread where you are looking everywhere. Everything is dark, but not dark enough that you can't see what's happening, and you are always feeling like you may encounter some danger at the next corner. And I think they really captured that vibe really well. So I was playing the first hours with this feeling, always feeling really jumpy. And that really works well, and the partner doesn't help because I was sometimes hearing noises and I would turn around and then Parker was just on top of me, and I was like, Parker scares me most than the infected. So my first main struggle was the captain. You have this build up where you are hearing someone scream. I don't remember exactly what he's saying, although I did that boss like, I don't know, I lost maybe 50 times. I don't know how much time I was stuck in that. He's saying something like Mayday, Mayday, Queen Zenobia, something like that. And I just spent so much time trying to do that boss over and over and over again. I also find that one of my main errors when doing this gameplay was that maybe I didn't explore enough. So I was talking when I was going, because it was my first time playing a Resident Evil, I was talking with my boyfriend who has basically played most of Resident Evil games, and he said that I shouldn't be thinking like when I play Tomb Raider, because Tomb Raider it's like you have a gun with infinite ammo and you just shoot away to everything that comes at you. And he was telling me that I should really be resourceful, try to use the knife as many times as I can to save bullets. When I use the guns, try to be the most accurate and precise as I can, like shoot the head, try to cut off limbs and everything. So there was a point in my gameplay that I was just running past the infected, and I didn't really want to go back to certain rooms and have to dodge them again, or maybe try to kill them to do some more exploration. So when because I was really stuck in that captain boss, and I decided to see people defeating him. So I realized I was lacking in guns. So people had like shotguns, rifles, and everything, and I was with handguns. And I was really at a loss because I thought this is going to be impossible to do. I think I was able to do a little of backtrack and find some like a rifle. But then it was really persistence, and I eventually got over that boss. And from that point on, I feel like everything was super easy to do. I also feel like I can really say I evolved during my gameplay because so the game gives you the accuracy and the precision at the end of each chapter, and I was at the beginning I was like my precision was 50% or 60%, and as I went through the chapters, I started to see things like 80%, 90%, almost 100%. So I could really see the way I evolved in my accuracy, remaining more cold-blooded and not shooting everything that appeared on sight, economizing bullets, everything. And I feel like that's a small victory for me. I also think that it really helped because although I kind of missed some things from doing that huge break when I was still in the beginning of the game, because some of the story started to fade away, and some things, when I picked up the game again, I was like, was this character mentioned before? Did I already know this? Are they telling things related to something I heard in the past? So the story became a little bit vague to me. I was kind of at a loss. But I also feel like in that time I started to play more shooting games in the PS4, which is a lot harder to aim because I'm really a PC girl and I find it really intuitive to use the mouse. And I feel like thanks to that also my perception and accuracy really raised. As for the bosses, like I said, the captain boss was the most difficult one. I enjoyed the various gameplays and playability that the different bosses had because you have to be really focused. So you aren't going to shoot them all the time. You have to find their weaknesses, you have to find timing, you have to learn when to run, when to get close to the enemy. So I think it's a game that really demands that not only you have to be fast in your reactions, but you also have to use your head, a level-headed head, to play uh, in a smart way. I feel like I could have done much more exploration. I really didn't, especially when I first picked the game. Because of that, when I later picked the game most recently, I didn't want to backtrack to do that exploration. So I think I really missed some things, and I was much more thorough when I was doing the gameplay now. But I think the main story is done. I don't feel like doing the raid mode or whatever that is, or the online mode, because I don't have really any interest in it. So I'm happy with ending the game here. So I just did the main story, and that for me is the end. I will tell that I really, although it was a pain in the ass, I really enjoyed all the bosses, including the captain. Rachel has a really interesting design. She really stuck with me in the first time her body is discovered, and then the way she appears. I will also say that it's kind of weird how the captain is almost like a blob and a really monstrous being, and then Rachel is a really sexy woman and she's almost intact. Let's not say it's for fan service. I like the designs of all the infected. I think they are really well done. I like the designs of the characters. I like the animation, the style. Everything was really enjoyable, and I really recommend to play this Resident Evil game. I even left an opinion in the Steam forums, so it's a really good game. I also have Resident Evil Revelations 2 on PS4, so I hope to do that soon. And I hope to play more Resident Evil games so I can discover more. And tell me what are your favorite moments in Resident Evil. Tell me what are your favorite games, and don't forget to check out my social media where I post cosplay stuff, and tell me what games do you suggest in this survival horror. See you!